the chaos from the storm is mostly has mostly been removed. Mostly. To Mamitupu was a little bit tough because we went through that storm, but being here at anchor was really beautiful because it was completely quiet. The boat was stable as a house, and we got a really good rest. And now we're ready to go. It's going to be another 25 miles to our next stop, which is going to be Aridup, if it's not rolly. But right now the sea looks really calm, so we hope we can get there. It's time to lift up the anchor. Trip to Aridup, which is an island just outside or just north of Snug Harbor. And well, on the way there we had a small encounter with a little coral reef. We're actually on the waypoints of the Bauhaus, and we're running with the autopilot, but all of a sudden I thought, there's kind of a strange movement of the boat, and I was like, oh, what's that? And then you just heard like a beep beep beep, and then there was a small poof, and yeah, coral hit the reef a little bit. Well, we went off it. It wasn't really anything major. We went off it pretty quickly. We went to the next place where we could anchor, and I dove down and I checked if everything was alright, and it was really just the anti-fouling that had been scratched off. So it wasn't very bad, but it was kind of scary. We're doing, I think, like 4.5 knots. So, but it was a soft hit. We didn't, nothing fell. We didn't fall, so that was okay. And when we arrived in Aridup, we anchored in 11 meters of water, and you could see all the way down to the bottom. It was just beautiful. It was just dark blue but completely crystal clear water. And I met some old friends there that I know from San Blas from earlier, James and Chris. They're there with their girlfriends and kids, and we had a really nice barbecue together on the beach, having some lobster and some crabs, and I made some couscous salad from the last veggies that we still had left over. And the next morning we wanted to go snorkeling, and we actually wanted to go and fish some lobsters, so we tried to build like a little weapon to catch them. We asked the Kunas to show us their weapon, and we tried to copy it, but we didn't really have the right material, so it looked kind of amateur-like. Theirs were definitely much better. We had a beautiful morning with the Kunas going diving for lobsters, and it's actually amazing to watch them because they can be underneath the water for like minutes and minutes, and they go down, I don't know, probably 20-30 meters of depth. We were diving in 8 to 12 meters, I think, and for them it was just peanuts. I mean, when I arrived on the bottom, I was ready to go back up, but they just, they go from one hole to the other, and for them it's really just as if they're just swimming on top of the water. Well, and finally I actually spotted a crab, a centollo, and a big one. Like, I dove down and I saw just the arm of the crab, and I could tell that it was pretty big, and then I could see the claw, and it was even bigger. But we tried to poke at it with our weapon, but we didn't really have any success, so I called over the Kuna because I really wanted that centollo, and he dove down and once, and he got it out, and it was just this massive crab that he caught. And So underwater he hands it to me. He goes like, you know, take it. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like how? Like where? And it's got like huge claws. It's gonna pinch me. So yeah, well, you know, you take it on the back or you turn it on the back, and apparently they're not able to pinch you then. Holy shit! That's a big crab. So in the end, we got back to the boat and there was 2 lobsters and 2 big crabs. So it took us maybe 2 hours to get all the meat out of the lobsters and the crabs. And the Kunas showed us actually how to open up the body of the crab, and because we didn't know what parts of the crab you can use. I mean, obviously you can use the legs, but I didn't know how to open the body and what parts of the crab you can actually eat. And that big crab that I found had so much meat inside, and like after like 10 minutes I had figured out how you can actually get to it without having too much work, and it was just incredible. It was really nice meat, and we had a whole bunch of lobster and crab meat. We made a really nice dinner and had just all you can eat lobster and crab, which was really nice. The next day we did a little longer sail to Hollandes, which is 30 miles. See much of the place. The next morning when we woke up and we got out of the boat, it was just amazing. There's this crystal clear turquoise water all around the boat, and it was just so beautiful. And we climbed up the mast to take pictures of the boat and videos of the boat. And you had this beautiful bay with the beaches and this crystal clear water, and it was just paradise. We went to one of the islands and we collected some sticks to improve our lobster weapons. And we spent maybe like an hour to build two more weapons, and we found some wire that actually works better than the wire we used before. And we went for another little hunt. We did spot 2 lobsters. We caught 0. But you know, we tried. I think there is one that we tried to get to for like maybe 3/4 of an hour, and then we gave up, and he had his piece, and you know, he could live on. No, but it was fun, you know. We're still learning. It's pretty tricky to get that sling around the back, because you know they have all the thingies in the front, and it's not as easy as it looks when the Kunas do it. So because we didn't catch anything, we had to go back to the island and order some fish and rice for dinner. But still, you know, it was nice, and we had a good evening. So the plan is to go to Chichime tomorrow, which will probably be even more crowded than this place, but you know, we'll see, we'll check it out. But more about that next week.